like really close to the camera right now because my microphone is not recording sound very well, and so please bear with me for the sound quality, for the lowered sound quality. I still wanted to do this video today. I didn't want to wait. There's so much that I want to say, and I believe that this is a video that is really going to help you if you are able to extract the energy out of this video. So today we are talking about what do you do when manifesting feels so hard, and really understanding like why this feeling of struggle and why this feeling of tension and this difficulty around manifesting is happening in your life. And we're going to just deconstruct it. So we're going to help you understand why it's so hard so that you can stop going for the hard and start experiencing the ease. So we're going to talk about the ease a little later towards the end of the video, but I'm going to be sharing with you the 6 reasons why you're experiencing so much resistance in your manifestations. The reason why I feel this is such a huge and important topic to cover is because I have once experienced how difficult it is to manifest until I know what it feels like to be easy, until I know what it feels like in my nervous system, in my body, in my belief, um, in the way that I experience reality, for it to be easy. And until then, I did not know that manifestation was easy. Everything was hard about it. Everything I felt like involved a lot of work. Everything was resistance. I felt like I needed to shift everything. And I was always looking for something that was wrong with me. So let's dive into it. I have so much that I want to share. I'm going to try to encapsulate everything as concise as possible. So, thing number 1 to consider is I want you to know that you have been manifesting all your life. Your whole life has been a manifestation, um, from the beliefs that you have adopted, from the values that have been imprinted on you, from the ideas and beliefs that you have taken on in your life. And up until this point, you're watching this video, you have been manifesting. As a matter of fact, you are an incredible manifester, and every single person is manifesting at a very rapid rate. As a matter of fact, we continue to manifest moment by moment, from second to second, from minute to minute, from hour to hour. So there's no problem with our manifestation ability. The problem is, how intentional have we been living in our lives? This is a question that we need to inspect and investigate within ourselves, because how because how we pay attention to our lives and how we set intentions for how we want to live and how we want to experience our reality is exactly how we manifest. Imagine that you're living your life on autopilot, and you're not really thinking about um, what you're projecting outwards, and how you're consuming, and how you're living, and how you're behaving, and how your thinking and feeling affects your doing. And you're not thinking about any of that, and you carry very little to no awareness to yourself and your relationship with the world, and yourself and the relationship with the things that you manifest. Everything that you manifest into your life is going to be a repeat, it's going to be a reoccurrence from what has already happened in the past. And you're going to continue to manifest in the future a version of the past that you have already experienced, because that's all you know. That's all you think about. Those same emotions and same feelings that you have felt in the past, you continue to manifest that into the future. And so when we actually allow ourselves to live in the magic of the moment and to fully open ourselves to self-awareness, right? This is a very important skill to develop. When we unlock our self-awareness and we start tapping into more intentionality in our lives, we start, really thinking about our intentions and why we do certain things, and, really processing our emotions and processing why we feel the way we feel and how we want to continue to walk the path forward, then we are going to start having a lot, like, we're going to make a lot more sense out of like why things happen the way they did. We're going to be able to connect more with ourselves. We're going to be able to tap more into our heart space to feel the emotions that we're really experiencing, and then be able to shift what we don't want to experience anymore and pivot towards the reality and the feelings and the thoughts that we actually want. This requires actually to really getting to know ourselves, because for as long as we remember, up until the point where we become self-aware, um, we have been kind of living on autopilot. We've kind of been, just duplicating our past, a certain version of the past, and then copy and pasting into the future. And we have not really gotten a chance to know ourselves on a deeper level, so that, self-awareness is such a foreign concept. We haven't even thought about, like, what is self-awareness? Why do I have to be aware of myself? Why do I have to be aware of my thoughts? Why do I have to be responsible for how I feel right now? Well, because everything that you feel right now is going to carry into the future. So the reason why it's hard for you right now, one of the reasons, is because it requires you to get out of your own way to develop this sense of self-awareness, which is not, it's not something that's familiar to you. It's not a feeling that you already, know. And it's something that you have to practice with a lot of attention, with, lots of reminders to yourself. You have to constantly remind yourself, oh my gosh, like, what am I thinking of right now? What am I feeling right now? What patterns am I repeating right now? And constantly ask you to check in with yourself, which is something that you never used to do before. And I know this because once upon a time, I was also the kind of person that I had very little self-awareness. And it wasn't until I started examining, why do I feel the way I feel? And why am I continue to act and behave in this way? And why is my reality continuing to repeat itself? I didn't realize that I had been recreating my past into my future reality. So this is very powerful, and this is going to require a lot of attention. And this is why, it requires us to really set our heart space and mind space into living with careful intention, so that we can become creators of our future reality. So, reason number 2 that manifestation feels hard for you right now is because we've kind of developed an attachment of how things are supposed to manifest. So, if you have seen other people manifest the things that you want, right? Let's say they've found the perfect relationship through a certain dating app, or they found the perfect career through that headhunter, through this agency. To you, it might seem like, oh my gosh, that is the path that I need to take. And you're going to take that advice, you're going to take that direction, and you're going to see it as though it was your own. Like, this is the path that I need to take. Or it could be, a business strategy where you see that it's because it's worked on someone else, it's got to work for me. But there are certain ideals that we have built based on what we have seen other people doing, and we're like, oh my gosh, that looks like a good idea. That looks like a path that I want to take. But those ideals are confining us into controlling how things have to manifest in our reality. And we've made those ideal like the path that we want to walk. And until or unless the road is walked in this direction and in this way, and things happen in these steps, then my manifestations are not going to come. And so we've kind of developed an attachment as to how things have to manifest. And we've narrowed down our focus to this has to be the way and no other way it can happen. And this constricts our energy into controlling and confining into everything has to happen from this, like from this avenue and nothing else, right? And so allowing yourself to take a step back and relax, like really relinquishing the control of how things come to you is going to allow you to see, oh my gosh, opportunities can come from here, relationships and connections can come from there. And I don't have to be confined, and I don't have to control, and I don't have to obsess over like a certain method or way or path where things have to come to me such that if it doesn't come through this avenue, then I'm a failure. Because when we relinquish the control, it gives us the opportunity to actually tap into our presence so that we can actually explore what is suitable for us with the energy that we're carrying right now, so that we're not just functioning based on what has worked for other people, and we're not disconnected from what we think is suitable for ourselves. So, releasing attachment to the supposed place or supposed method that your manifestations come to you is going to help you a lot. So, reason number 3 why manifestations are hard for you right now is that you have been overworking and you have been forcing and trying and exerting a lot of effort into making sure that the manifestation happens. And you guys, I know that feeling. I know the feeling of overworking and overexerting myself into something to make sure that it happens, it manifests, it comes to me, it actualizes. But it kills so much of your energy, it kills so much of your creativity, it takes away that spark from you. And I think overworking is probably one of the biggest manifestation killer, the biggest desire killer, because when you overwork, you're burning your energy, you're giving away your time, you are not letting yourself rest, you're taking away your life force, you are experiencing lots of tension in your body, and you're giving yourself no space to experience miracles. And manifestation is the realm where you experience all the possibilities and all the miracles and all the potentiality happening in your reality without active control. So I want you to imagine what your life is going to look like without you over controlling and overworking and over exerting yourself, and not having to control everything, such that you feel like this leaning back and like allowing yourself to receive and allowing yourself to have this space for yourself to play, to move, to explore, and enjoy what it feels like to actually live without constricting and confining yourself to saying like, unless I work really hard, then I'm not going to manifest. And allowing the spaciousness for you to manifest miracles and magic and, spontaneity. When things come to you in a certain way, it comes when you least expect it. So this is the fun way to manifest. And I think this is also one of the best ways to manifest, because you literally cannot expect how good things can be. You cannot predict how amazing the things that can come to you when you are least, in the least controlling position. So reason number 4 why you're having a hard time manifesting is because you have this all or nothing belief. So it's a very black and white belief. Either I have it now or I don't have it at all. Either it comes now or it won't come at all. Either it happens fully or nothing happens at all. So it's this like all or nothing belief. And this very polarizing belief makes our nervous system feel like the jolt, you know? And it often, oftentimes before we're able to manifest something, it feels like we don't have it and it's not here yet and I'm frustrated and I can't see it happening, and then I'm starting to get nervous because, what is this saying about my desires? Is it not coming? When is it going to be here? Is there something wrong with me? Is this not destined for me? Is there something wrong with my beliefs? And we have all these racing thoughts about what is wrong, what went wrong with my manifestations. And so when we are able to appreciate everything in between, the all or nothing, everything in between the manifested and the here and now, and we're able to appreciate the whole entire spectrum, like all of the shades of the colors, the 50 shades of all the grays, and we're able to enjoy just being in the moment of what we are currently manifesting and what we currently have manifested, and seeing the delight of the little tiny things that we're manifesting, the little tiny things that we're receiving, even if it means that we don't see the actual tangible thing, or maybe some things have not actually happened yet, but we have manifested a higher emotion, a higher vibration, more ease and relaxation in my body. That is also manifestation, you guys. So if we're able to appreciate that and actually dive into we're able to dive into the enjoyment of manifesting every single shift and every little thing in the process. Every little step counts. And then before you know it, you're going to be like moving all these tiny little steps, and you're going to find yourself all the way over there, without having to think to yourself, oh my gosh, like it's not here yet. There must be something wrong with my manifestations and it's not coming and blah, blah, blah. Like when you see that, oh yeah, it is happening. And yes, it is a manifestation, is just a process of actualization. And every moment I am actualizing, and every second I am actualizing. I could be actualizing a thought. I could be actualizing a mood. I could be actualizing an emotion. And when I am moving, from this thought, from this emotion to the thought, from the thought to the action, from the action to the behavior, from the behavior to the habit, from the habit to the, actual change, you can start to see this chain effect from the manifestation that is happening and taking place moment after moment. This is such an incredible shift, you guys. Like when you can see that you are actually manifesting moment after moment, even with the most micro detail, then you will know that actually every single moment you are manifesting, you will realize how incredibly good you are at manifestation. So this is very powerful. The reason number 5 that manifestation is hard for you is that you're intellectualizing you're intellectualizing the process of manifestation, and you're making manifestations too hard. So what do I mean by that? There are so many techniques. There's so many people talking about manifestation. It has become a whole subject on its own. There are courses about manifestation. There's subjects about it. And we're thinking about our being. This is what happens when we overcomplicate a subject, when we overcomplicate a concept and we turn it into something that we need to study, something that we need to master, instead of going back to the basics. What is manifestation? Oh, manifestation is just about being and receiving and feeling and doing the inspired thing, and that's it. Why does it have to be so complicated? I don't know. But I've been told that I need to do this, and in this exact order, and I have to do it like how many times a day. And this is what I've been told, and that's why I've been doing this every single day, 5 times a day, and it still hasn't happened yet. Well, there's got to be something wrong with me. Oh, it's got to be another technique. It's got to be the technique that probably is not right, and I've got to think about. I've got to think about it and think about it and think about it. This is why manifestations seem so hard for you, because manifestations do not require you thinking yourself into it. Now, I want to clarify that thinking is involved, but your thinking is going to be the byproduct of your feeling. It's going to be the byproduct of you living in effortlessness, you experiencing ease, you experiencing relaxation and fun and joy in your life. And then as a result of that, from the inspirations that you get from around you and from the connections that you have made and from the euphoria and magic that you feel in your surroundings, then all of a sudden you have a thought, and then you have an idea, and then you have a strategy, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I need to do. So from there, you start thinking and you start pulling these pieces of ideas together, and then you have a plan. But you cannot think yourself into your manifestations. You cannot try too hard in your manifestations, because manifestations is actualization. And if you are actualizing a lot of effort, you're going to materialize something that requires a lot of effort, if you see what I mean. So you don't want to put too much effort into trying and focusing on manifesting something. And as a matter of fact, if you have been doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5 times a day, like all these things, and you've been manifesting really hard and trying to think about in what areas am I not manifesting right, then I want you to stop everything you're doing and ask yourself, what is the one thing that really matters to me? My mind or my heart? And I want you to allow yourself to feel the connection back from here all the way to here. And when you can build that connection, and when you can feel that pulsation of your heart and that feeling and that life force, you can feel that life force in your day, in your life, you can develop that passion in your living, then the work of the mind is going to come to you. It's going to come very effortlessly. You're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, oh my God, I have so many ideas. I cannot wait to write all this down. I cannot wait to execute everything, because manifestation is the work of the heart. It is the job of the heart. So let your heart do its job. Just because a manifestation technique worked for somebody else does not mean that the same thing has to work for you. So get to know yourself, get to tap into your heart space, and create that space where you're really getting to know what is it that I feel, what is it that I need, what is it that I want, what is it that I want to do right now, and then you go from there, and then it gets to be fun. So the reason number 6, let's move on. Reason number 6, and let me know if any of this resonates with you, because I'm on a roll and I'm feeling like all this charge in my body. It means that we're getting onto something good. Okay, reason number 6 that manifestation is hard for you is that you're currently in an obsession energy, like the feeling of desperation, the feeling of like lots of pressure, like I have to manifest it right now or else. This has to happen for me, like, or else something bad is going to happen and I cannot afford that thing to happen, and so I have to manifest this one thing. It has to happen. Like, please universe, like please don't let me fall to the other side. So when we put this amount of pressure, this level of importance onto our desires, as a matter of fact, it's not even a desire anymore. Like the fun has like flown out the window. It's no longer a desire. It no longer like no longer makes your heart sing. At this point, it's just become an obsession, a desperation. Like if you feel desperation in your energy and you feel like your heart is just clenching, like please don't let this happen, or please make this happen so that I don't have to experience the pain, then hear this, because you want to get on to the other side, which is ease, is flow, is effortlessness. And currently you find yourself on the other side of the spectrum, which is I don't have it, I'm never going to have it. If it doesn't show up right now, it's never going to show up. And what's actually happening? What's causing this? You guys, I have experienced this before. And from the first person perspective, I want to tell you that the immediacy of things, like, the fact that it has to happen right now, and the level of pressure and the level of consequence and the almost like the importance of it is what's giving you this level of desperation, is what's causing desperation, this level of attachment in your body. So what do we do about that? How do we release this tension? Because we always talk about like, how do we let go of something that we really desire? This is about letting go. Now, I want to ask you to drop the immediacy. If there's any way you can work out this, your desires, any way you can work out this thing that you want to manifest, it's very specific. If you can drop the immediacy, if you can work something out in the timeline that it's not so pressuring and it's not so close, and you dissolve the importance that it has to happen right now, if you're able to buy more time, if you're able to negotiate more time, if you're able to see the concept of like the fact that it has to happen right now, if you're able to see it differently, work through that. This is my suggestion for you. Because if you put the time against yourself, you're always going to feel like there's a competition. You're always going to feel like I'm racing against a deadline. The deadline is against me. The time is against me. Time is not on my side. I'm going to feel like every single moment I have to like obsess about it. I have to think about it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And on top of that, I want you to also consider not putting everything at stake. So if you are the kind of person who have been putting everything in one basket and you're like, this has got to work or else, right? If you have been putting all the importance and all your expectations on this one thing, this one person, this one project, this one business, whatever that may be, like this one interview, if you only have one opportunity, then of course the pressure is going to accumulate in your body and you don't know where that pressure is going to go, except it's going to build up right here. And allow yourself to diversify. If you have the opportunity right now, allow yourself to give yourself more opportunities. If it's like dating partners, if it's job opportunities, if it's interviews, if it's like business backup plan, give yourself not just a plan A, but a plan B, C, D, or E. It doesn't mean that you're not committed, but don't be so invested into the only one thing that it creates so much pressure inside of your system that you feel like, I don't have any other option and I feel like my back is up against the wall. So these are the 6 reasons why you have been experiencing difficulty in your manifestation. And my hope for you is that you can start identifying these different things in your life so that you can dissolve that tension wherever it is in your body, in your working patterns, in your manifestation beliefs. And I also want to move on to talking about the feeling of ease. The reason why I believe that we can't just talk about We can't just talk about the tension. We can't just talk about what's hard, because what brings, what makes it easy for you to manifest? What makes it easy for you to manifest is a feeling of ease. It's not just a belief, right? You can try to believe that manifestation is easy, and you can try to convince yourself that I am going to have this and I see other people having it and therefore I must have it. Or I just need to work on my beliefs. I need to journal it out. And so I need to just like put away all my limiting beliefs and I need to scratch all of them and I need to heal everything. It's not even about that. It's as simple as being able to experience ease in your body, in your nervous system, in your heart, such that you can actually feel your muscles relaxing. Not telling yourself, oh, I gotta relax my muscles, not actively like doing the relaxation, exercises, but it's actually experiencing what it feels like to feel ease in your body. Because manifestation is all about you just being in your being, not being in your head, not being in the future, not being in the past. The moment you're actually here right now, the most connected you are, and the most relaxed you are, and the most tapped in, and the most magic comes to you in the moment. This is where flow happens, the flow of ideas, the flow of actions, the flow of connections, and the flow of energy. This is where the exchange happens. And you can't really feel it if all you've known in your entire life is tension. So I'm going to give you an example. If all I've known in my entire life is conflict, and all I know is confrontation, and I just feel like I'm so misunderstood in my life, and all I know is, having a difficult conflict and lots of friction and abrasion. I think that's the word. that word is leaving my head right now. I feel a lot of abrasiveness. That's what it is. With any kind of relationships that come in my life, then that's all I will carry into my future relationships. If I don't know the feeling of connection and relaxation, like relaxed conversation with people, and fun, and a moment of just like sharing a good time with people, then all I'm going to experience is a lot of friction and argument and drama and, like not quite understanding why all my relationships and friendships kind of turn out the way they do. So what we must experience is tap into the feeling of ease. We've got to explore what it feels like to be natural in our body, to really get to know ourselves, to be acquainted with ourselves enough so that we can dissolve these tension and feel good being with ourselves. And know that when we can live a life of ease, and when we can experience the goodness in our lives, we no longer have to think about how we need to manifest up here, and we can just feel good in our being. We could just feel the fun. We can just live our life, like actually go back to living. Wouldn't that be amazing? We could go back to living, enjoying life, and then simultaneously incredible things will start showing up for you, and everything is going to just connect and make sense and happen for you exponentially. So I hope that this video was helpful for you to know what it is that your heart is really seeking. If you've been wanting to experience more love and connection and relaxation and fun and joy in your life, then pursue those things. If manifestation has been such a big topic for you, allow yourself to just put that aside for a second. You don't have to make it a thing, and realize that manifestation is just an extension of your being. So thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you for bearing with the sound quality for today. Let me know what your thoughts are for this video. I love you all. And thank you for being here. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Ciao.